It's 6:30. The mayor is on the phone, so he will be participating, but I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. It's a regular scheduled Board of Aldermen meeting. Roll call, please.
Alderman Motley, Alderman Hudson,
Here.
Wilkins, Alderman Decker,
Here.
Alderman Rogers,
Present.
Alderman Magley.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 4 here. We do have a quorum. Will you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So with that, we will open to comments from citizens. If anybody's got a comment, please step up to the mic and give your name and address.
I have a comment, but I prefer to wait till the plaque comes up.
This is the section for comments from citizens, Don.
All right, we need to do a better job of getting these plaques through. You're waving out the timetable of what the law allows.
The preliminary went through P&Z on the 7th of November.
Yes,
We have 45 days.
yes, and then it was tabled without the consent of the developer, and that consent is required to be in writing by law. And the preliminary, the final plat, I just finally got comments today on.
I just got comments from the engineer.
I understand.
Okay. But we are still within the initial 45 days of the preliminary
That would
going
be day
through
44 if I'm doing math correct.
through the,
I turned the final plat in September though, and it's never been heard or rejected or, and today was the first time I ever got any comments on it.
but we've had discussions, Don.
Yes, I know, and we're not pushing it,
Okay.
but a better job needs to be done of getting this through and beating the state law.
We're
and
learning and
our
getting better.
ordinance.
We've got the on-call engineer process down, and it's, I believe that Matthew and I both gotten this down a lot better now, so.
Okay,
Any other comments from citizens? Anybody receive any comments from citizens this last week? No?
What we, I had a person call me back about the junk on the sidewalks. What did we decide on that?
That has been discussed, with that business and is being, I haven't been down there, I was sick Friday on the weekend, and I was not down there today, but I believe that it was being removed, if it hasn't been already.
So Saturday morning, there was still some stuff out there. It was less. No washing machines or anything like that. A swinging bench was still sitting out there. It was all seating when I walked by.
And she had questions about that, and Sandy clarified it for her that it's everything, can only be out there during, they can only put out items during business hours.
It was reduced when I walked by on Saturday, and it was business hours when I walked by. So.
Okay.
Any other comments from citizens? We will close comments from citizens, and I know we normally hold closed session later, but just to let everybody know we're doing this because we've got an issue to discuss that is on the agenda later, so we want to make sure we have a chance to have that discussion beforehand. So I will entertain a motion to move us into closed session.
Move we go into closed session.
Second.
You got to read the whole box there.
During the meeting, the Board of Aldermen may elect to go into closed session, hold a closed vote. And the purpose of such closed session, closed vote shall be, hold on, I'm not sure I'm in the right section. No, I'm in the draft. I'll start over. During the meeting, the Board of Aldermen may elect to go into closed session and hold a closed vote. And the purpose of such closed session and closed vote shall be, one, as provided under section 610.012 of the revised statutes of Missouri for legal actions, causes of action, or litigation involving a public governmental body and any confidential or privileged communications between a public governmental body or its representatives and its attorney.
And Mr. Rogers seconded.
And we need to invite Matt Rush with us to attend.
So I had a motion and a second by Donnie, right?
Second,
Roll
do
call
we have to
vote,
make a
please.
motion to,
I believe so, yes.
I'll make a motion, we include the director, Matt Rush, to the
Did
meeting?
we finish the
Let's,
first
let's
motion?
finish the
You're
first
not
one.
finished yet?
So roll call vote, please.
Alderman Hudson,
Yes.
Deckard,
Yes,
Rogers, Magley.
Four.
Yeah.
Now we're ready?
Yes.
I make a motion, we, have our director, Matt Rush, attend the closed session meeting.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to include Mr. Rush in our meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We
All
will
right.
break
You're
and
in.
go into closed session. Appreciate the patience with us today. Back from our closed session, had discussion equivalent to what it says in the section we're looking for, and the only vote taken was to return to open session. That brings us to section 7, our consent agenda. Looks like the meeting notes are in here from Board of Aldermen meeting, Public Works and Utilities meeting, the General Government and Public Safety meeting. Is the P&Z in here? There's a special meeting. I did not see P&Z in here. Was there supposed to be?
I don't know that there should be P and Z minutes in there because that, they haven't had another meeting since the 7th
Okay.
for them to approve those minutes.
And then so the collector's report and treasurer's report. Activity reports. are in here as well as the financial reports. Any questions, comments, or amendments? If not, a motion to accept.
I make a motion we accept the consent agenda.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to accept the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We'll move us on to number 8, our accounts payable over $1,250 for a grand total of $425,939.24. Any discussion?
What's the $3,200 with a same from Boone Corey's for?
I can find out for you.
What was that business, sir?
$3,200 from Boone Corey's?
Blue Quarry, thank you, sir.
Says sand.
I didn't know if we had a sandbox we were filling up.
No, I'm not sure what we would have used sand for, but I can check on that.
And when did you say the first of the year we're gonna start talking about trash?
Yeah, I'm gonna have, meetings with Bill and Matthew and start putting together, I'm gonna get information from other cities who are still doing their own trash and figure out, get quotes from trash companies and see how much it would cost for us to do it versus going with a third-party company,
When's this contract up?
the end of 23, I believe.
We had to give a long notice.
A year notice, I think.
It was 2 years notice.
2 years?
Yep. I do know that we got a quote on an automated trash truck, that's the one with the arm to come out and pick up the trash, and it's $400,000 for one truck. And in talking to Phil, and it makes sense, we should have 2 trucks, and we should start out with 2 trucks, because if one truck goes down, we don't have a way to pick up trash.
You gotta have 2 trucks.
Yeah.
And we would need to hire 2 additional personnel, so,
Push officers gotta buy all the containers,
right.
right?
Or the residents purchase them. I would be hopeful that we could find an automated truck that would possibly use the ones that we had bought previously.
Yeah, there was a certain style before that if, residents were encouraged to buy, and then we went to Dane's.
Yeah. So if we could find a truck that would use those, that would be good, because a lot of our residents still have those trucks.
I mean, was that a new
Or-
truck?
Huh?
400,000, was that a new truck?
That's a new truck.
Yeah.
But they're also 2 years out in making them, so.
I don't think we need a new church truck.
I don't know.
If you're gonna get into this business, and you get a used one, and you can't pick up the trash, 'cause
We're in the fire business, and we got a 1986 fire truck over there.
we don't have a fire every 5 times a week either, I mean,
I don't know, I guess we'll just let
Well, there'll be
James
more
keep
I
it
personally
running.
think
conversation on
James
trash
did a
in the near
good job.
future. We're looking at our bills of over
yeah,
$1,250. Any more questions on the bills? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I move we pay the accounts payable of $1,250 and a total amount of $425,939.24.
second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the accounts payable over $1,250. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes. Brings us to finance. A is our budgeted interfund transfers. These are the annual transfers we do on a regular
Every
basis.
year. Yep,
Annual.
into the general fund and the cemetery fund.
We just need a motion to approve those.
I make a motion we approve the budgeted interfund transfers as listed on the agenda. You want to read them?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the budgeted interfund transfers. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Brings us to the pay app. 812-12-22 is on page 27 of our packet for a total of $33,771.83. Any discussion or a motion?
I'll make a motion, we pay the APP 812-12-22.
Second?
I have a motion and a second to approve app 8 dated 12/12/22. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yep.
So that gives us a vote of 3 to 1. No tiebreaker available today, and so that does not pass. Just for clarification, you have to have 4 elected officials approve something, because we have 6 Board of Aldermen and the mayor, so there has to be 4 yeas for something to pass.
Mhm.
So it does not pass. Okay. We will likely have to have another meeting
Mhm.
in the near future to discuss this. Okay, moving on to legal. Do we have a bill number for the compensation for city employees?
2490.
So the first one's a change compensation of city employees, number bill 2490. Somebody, read it, please.
I'll move that bill number 2490 be given its first reading by title only.
Second?
A motion and a second for bill number 2490 to give its first reading by title only. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, proceed, please.
An ordinance to fix the composition of certain employees of the city of Centralia, Missouri. I move that bill number 2490 be given its second reading by title only.
Second?
I have a motion and a second for bill number 2490 to be given its second reading by title only. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Proceed, please.
Move that bill number 2490, an ordinance to fix the composition of certain employees of the city of Centray, Missouri. I move that bill number 2490 be adopted by roll call vote.
Second.
I have a motion and second for bill number 2490 be adopted by roll call vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Roll call vote. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Hudson,
Four.
Alderman Deckard,
4.
Alderman Rogers,
Four.
Alderman Magley.
Yep.
Okay, bill number 2490 passes, becomes ordinance number
3153.
3153. Okay. Next one is a bill in regards to the Mystic Ridge SD preliminary plat. This is a resolution, so it only needs one reading. So bill number is 2491. Is there any discussion or motion?
Do I want to ask a question here?
Try to save those for comments from citizens.
Okay.
Sorry. I've already said that once to someone else in the meeting today.
Well, it wasn't me here, but I will need an explanation of what you're talking about at some point.
On comments later in the meeting?
But, no, Mystic Ridge.
Oh. Okay. Bill number 2491, any discussion or motion?
I move that bill number 2491 be given its first reading by title only.
Second.
I have a motion for bill number 2491 be given its first and only reading by title only. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Proceed, please.
I move that bill number 2491 be adopted by roll call vote.
Gonna read the title.
Yeah.
Hold the
I'm
portion.
A resolution approving the report of the Centralia Planning and Zoning Commission concerning the preliminary plat of the proposed Mystic Ridge subdivision and approving the preliminary plat of the proposed Mystic Ridge subdivision. I move that bill number 2491 be adopted by roll call vote.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for bill number 2491 to be adopted by roll call vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Hudson,
Yes.
Alderman Deckard,
Yes.
Alderman Rogers,
4.
Alderman Magley.
Yep.
Okay, bill number 2491 passes and becomes resolution.
R-22-19.
Brings us to number 11, permits and licensing. And this is in regards to alcoholic beverages we talked a little bit about at our last meeting. Looks like section 11 is the amended section. That's the section in red.
Yes. It's adding the special, like wine, spirits, tastings. It can only be done at a, retail store, so this wouldn't be something that you could hold out. Obviously not in a park, because you can't drink in the park. But, so like, anywhere that sells packaged alcohol, they could apply for this license, special one-time license, or, if they had a date range or whatever, then this is what that license would allow for. They would also have to apply through the state.
So Glossy Goat couldn't sell it since they didn't have a liquor license.
That is correct. They couldn't have a tasting.
Pringer's Extreme could do a
Bringers
tasting.
Extreme Mart could do a tasting, yes.
Just for clarification.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Either-
I move that bill number 2492 be given its first reading by title only.
Second.
Have a motion and second for 2492 to be given its first reading by title only. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Proceed, please.
An ordinance revising Chapter 3, Section 3-4 of Centralia City Code regarding city alcoholic beverage licenses. I move that bill number 2492 be given its second reading by title only.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for bill number 2492 to be given its second reading by title only. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Proceed, please.
An ordinance revising Chapter 3, Section 3-4 of the Centralia City Code regarding city alcoholic beverage licensing. I move that bill number 2492 be adopted by roll call vote.
Second.
We got a motion and a second for bill number 2492 to be adopted by roll call vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Hudson,
Four.
Alderman Deckard,
Four.
Alderman Rogers,
Four.
Alderman Magley.
Yep.
Okay, bill passes. Ordinance number, please.
3154.
Thank you. It brings us to section 12, the sewer lining bid, the Vista Sewer proposal in the packet. I know last week we were,
You had two questions. If the school, responded and we got a hard yes from the school, they will pay for their section. And then, as far as Hubble, there's so many levels that it's gonna take too long. So basically, if Hubble comes back and says, no, we're not doing it, we're just not doing it, we will remove that portion from, the work being performed.
and Vista Sewer's okay with that, and knowing that
Yes.
there is a little bit of
Mhm.
uncertainty in the section of it.
Yes.
Any other discussion or a motion on it? Is our budget, with what the school was providing, or the school said they reimbursed and the Hubble said they reimbursed, we were within a couple $1,000s, if I remember correctly.
It was just over 1,000,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's essentially on budget within, pretty darn close.
Yes.
So we went out and bid just one we have here,
Mhm.
and the total was 289,000.
Yes. Budget is 250,000, but with Hubble's portion in the school, it brings us down to the 251,000 and some change.
And we're good with this.
Do we not go up to 3 bids anymore on stuff? I mean, sometimes we do, sometimes we
Yeah.
don't,
I've-
so, I mean,
Is this somebody we use all the time?
It is, but I believe they have a state bid on that, and that's what they told me.
Okay.
I hope I'm not wrong. State bid for lining. Does that sound right?
Could be. Could be.
Does anybody know the last time we did this?
Last
last
year.
year,
Huh?
last year, we do it every year.
Is it the same price?
No.
No, we did quite a bit more this year.
Yeah, we did.
What we did was we budgeted 150,000 out of our fund, and then 100,000 out of the ARPA money. So that's why there's so much being done this year.
Any more discussion? I'll make a motion, we accept the bid for $289,255.08.
Second.
A motion and a second to accept the bid from Vista Sewer for $289,255.08. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, there's, the next thing in the packet for the mayor is a proclamation recognizing Hubble Power Systems, Inc., Appreciation Week. Is this posted in the newspaper or anything?
It was in the newspaper.
I will skip reading it at this point unless I'm expected to.
Chris?
Does Chris have anything
Is
else?
he awake?
Yeah. I think you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Did you want Robert to read the proclamation?
Yes, if you would, I'd appreciate it, yes.
Okay. So, whereas December 12th, 2022 is Hubble Power Systems, Inc. Week in Centralia, Missouri, and to recognize the importance of their manufacturing sector in our local, state, and national economies, and to draw attention to the many high-skilled manufacturing salaried employees who are employed from the Centralia community and the surrounding areas. And whereas Hubble Power Systems, Inc. is a cornerstone of our local economy and a targeted industry for economic development. And whereas collectively Hubble Power Systems operates over 1.4 million square feet of facilities in Centralia, Missouri, and employs more than 800 people. And whereas Hubble Power Systems, Inc. continues to invest in the local community with groundbreaking of 30,000 additional square feet of facilities, along with supporting the local organizations, schools, and city. And whereas I, Chris Cox, Mayor of the City of Centralia, Missouri, commends and supports this important industry partner and their continued advocacy and support of our general city and career opportunities for our residents in the manufacturing sector. Now therefore, I, speaking for Chris Cox, Mayor of the City of Centralia, Missouri, hereby proclaim this week of December 12, 2022 as Hubble Power Systems, Inc. Appreciation Week. As a Hubble employee, I'll say there's a lot of things they do this for the community, or I'll say the people do for the community that many people don't realize. Some of it gets pointed out on the paper, which is great to see. Does Chris have anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Brings us to 14, the city administrator's report. Anything you'd like to point out there?
I did get to be, on the committee to choose the consultants that are going to be working with, Boone County for their master plan. It's not been done for several years, long time, I forget what year it was, but, that was a pretty lengthy process. There was actually only one person who one group that put in for it, but it was going through a lot of the, references and working with it. But I think they're gonna do a good job, and they want to incorporate all the cities, and they wanna focus on, Centralia and Ashland, because we're two of the bigger cities along with Columbia, and we have, big manufacturing employer here, so, and the rails here, so. They're gonna be, in town, holding town meetings and all kinds of stuff, so.
So there'll be opportunities for Centralia
Oh, yeah.
residents to speak?
Oh, yeah. I think lots of
Kind of like our comprehensive plan?
I believe so, yes. I look for it to be very similar. Mhm.
Anything else?
It's just been a busy month. Lots to learn, and November was pretty busy, especially with the holidays.
Okay, Sydney's not here, so we'll move past 15. Marilyn, anything?
Just wrapping things up for the year, sent out business license renewal applications, 189, I believe, of those. 9 liquor license renewals. We're working on those, rolling in shortly. Filing date, as a reminder, is next Tuesday, the 27th,
It's a deadline.
at 5 p.m. Yes.
You don't have to worry about it, you can have some up.
You
I
gotta
gotta get the use
You're
tax.
not having
Sales use tax form.
We currently have filings for mayor, Ward 2, and city collector, so we have no current filings for Ward 1 or 3.
Any contested races yet on those 3?
No.
David said he was going to fly.
Yes.
Okay.
David Wilkins did say he was gonna file
And then
on this one last
I
week.
spoke with a couple of people, north of 22, about potentially thinking about doing it. So I'm hoping to have an answer of somebody that's gonna come out to register, in the next couple of days. So stay tuned on that part from me.
Okay,
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Any as may arise?
I got one. I was on the float, one of the floats in the Christmas parade, which I think went all right, but downtown looks pretty good. And the city lights, the city hall look good. And when you're riding around the square and you're looking at the square, pretty good. I
yeah.
mean, we all gotta be proud. It looks, probably one of the best squares in Boone County at least. I wanna go to the Midwest, but, it's a pretty nice looking square. I think kids, everybody likes it, so. Did you notice it when you walked in? Did you notice it when you walk in? Look at it, yeah, it looks good.
So between what the city crews have done as well as the citizens have done, the different businesses, it is very nice. Having lived other places, I'm not sure I've ever seen anything quite like this. It's very nice. Thank you for bringing that up, Bob. Any other as mayor race?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.